Hey everybody, Josh from Crappie Junction here. I'm just going to walk you through how to put this amped outdoors 4-bank charger in the boat. So let's get after it. All right, here's that amped outdoors 4-bank marine charger. You have 12 volt, you have the lead iron phosphate, lead acid, and AGM. So each of these banks has an individual sensor on it, so you can program your bank to what type of battery you have. So in our boat, we actually have one lead acid battery back there, and we were fortunate enough this year to put 2 amped outdoor lithiums in the front. So we currently have a 3-bank charger. I want to add an additional lead acid back there because of our switch. We have a couple extra, so I figured instead of wasting them, we'll put one back here. I can run the electronics straight off that. I can save my motor battery for the motor, and then we'll have the lithiums up front. So let's kind of dig into this and see what we got. So out of the box, you can see we have a couple of foam pads. We have 4 cords for your banks, and then we have 1 cord that'll go into the charging port. So we're gonna have to run a cord up through this box to the charging port. We're gonna have to run 2 cords to the back and then put the 2 cords along the batteries. But before we do that, we'll have to disassemble the current unit. So we'll take a look at that. I'll bring you in every once in a while, doing it by myself. So here we go. All right, here's what we got. So we got some wrenches, we got little snips, we got a screwdriver. I like a ratcheting one with extra bits in the bottom, just so then you don't have to carry a bunch of them. We got a whole crap ton of zip ties, a little bit of glue. The glue just helps when you take the screws out. When you take the screws out, then you can put a little dab on the tip. When you screw them back in, it'll keep them from popping out. So if you are, if you notice there's some deck screws or something on your boat that keep coming out, just unscrew them a little bit, put a little tiny dab of glue on there, screw it back in, and you should be able to get it back out. It's just, this is just rubber. It's not gonna like cement it in there, but it'll keep it from vibrating out. We got our old battery, and so we'll get into it. Hey everybody, I just wanted to stop right here and kind of list a few other things that I used to do this project. I needed a couple of rolls of the AWG16 wire. You'll see that later on in the video. I also needed some wire strippers, some of the marine solder connectors. You'll also see those in the videos. And a couple odds and ends like a hammer, wrenches, that sort of stuff. So I didn't mention it here, but just be aware you might need a few other tools to get this job done. Okay, so now we got everything disconnected. We're just going to find the charging lead. So I'm guessing that this is that cobble job from when we bought the boat. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through. We're going to have to clip all of the zip ties all the way down through there, all the way up through there, so we can fish the next wire through. And so that's why I have the rope, because I'm going to want to attach the rope to the old cable, pull the cable through with the rope attached, and then I can take the new cables, attach them to the rope, and pull those back through, and then it won't be such a pain in the butt to get the cables, hopefully. So when we get to that point, we'll check back in with you. Hey everybody. Okay, so we are going to pivot here. So we were looking, and we were starting to pull wire, and they clipped off the connectors because the wire for the old charger isn't that long. So they just ran, this looks like 14 AWG back with these, oh maybe it's 12, is that what that says? Oh, it says 12 to 14, so I bet these are 14. And they ran those back all the way back there to that cobble job we looked at. So We do not have any AWG14, but we do have 16 that should handle up to 15 amps at 12 volts. This is a 10 amp charger, so we should be fine. We'll just have to run it. If it doesn't work, we'll go get some 14, but we got 16 here. So we're just gonna run a second lead all the way back. And we're gonna use the proper connectors. So these are marine grade. They have the adhesive that heats up and the solder. You don't want to use these crimp connectors. These crimp connectors, you can get water in there. There's all kinds of reasons why you shouldn't use those. But these ones, pretty cheap. Pick them up. They come in all different kinds. I like to use a heat gun just because I have it handy. You can use a lighter. Just make sure you don't like superheat them. You just have to warm them up till they shrink. It's just like normal shrink tube. Just that it has solder in there, so you get a really good connection. Plus it's watertight. After the adhesive melts, it wraps around the cord. Then you have a watertight connection in a boat, which is probably a good thing. So we're gonna run this wire from here back to there. Means a lot less cable tie snipping, but we will put some more cable ties on there, and we will check back in when we have that done. Hey everybody, so I just got done fishing the wires through. So I actually had to use my little, the little grabby tool at Harbor Freight for like $2. I ended up just zip tying the wires to this because I had to go from inside here, if you can see that, kind of back in there, and had to run it through there out that hole. So the only other way to get to it was to take the deck off, and I didn't feel like doing that, so had this little tool. Was able to shove it in there, zip tie it, and pull it out. So that was kind of nice. There was only that little stretch. We got the wires run. I thought initially I could fish it through with, the existing wires, but they had the fuses on them, so I had to cut them off, and then I couldn't get it through. So I'm gonna have to reattach these fuses. Not a big deal. And then we're going to hopefully zip tie all this up. Get the charger mounted, but first we gotta put the connectors on everything, and we'll check back with you in a bit. All right, so we got all the connectors on. We got them all looking nice. They're all soldered and sealed, so that is ready to get plugged back in and have the other battery put back here. So now all we have to do is go up there and start removing the old charger and putting in the new amp lithium charger. So we'll be right back when we're to the next step. Hey there, so we're back. So we got the plug out. That's this thing. And that brings us to kind of a scary part. So we're going to have to cut this end off so that we can stick the wires in here. The nice part is it's color coded on the back. The wires should be the same color on the inside of here. So we'll be able to, we'll put this, we'll slide that on there, and then we'll put the wires in, tighten down these set screws, and then we should be good to go. So this will go in there after we run the cable up through here, and then we'll pull the cable out, we'll attach this, and then it should be ready to be plugged into an extension cord. So we got everything bolted in there. That should be good. We got our wires ran. Yeah, so next step after this, after we get this done, is hooking everything back up. So, we had to pivot a couple times. We ran that cord. Instead of having to pull a new one through, we just pulled our old one through. We pulled the new one out. We have 2 sets of power cords for charging back there. Now they're both up here, and yeah, we're getting there. So I took a little bit of a lunch break, so I think I'm about into this for about an hour. Yeah, so not super complicated. If you don't be afraid to ask for help, but I think anybody could tackle this. So, yeah, I'll be back when we have this stuff, figured out. So here we go. Time to snip. All right, as you can see, we got everything hooked up. Everything's all squared away. So we'll take a look here. We got all that up there, runs back there. All this is put in. So now we're gonna put battery 1 here, put battery 2 there, and then we have 2 charging cords going back, running all the way back to here. We fixed that cobbly mess, so we have sealed wires now that are soldered, and then we got our 2 new charge cables, so those will go into the battery that goes there. Hook up the old battery, hook up the lithiums, and then we should be able to plug it in. So we'll be back in a second. Let's plug it in. Haven't even done it yet. Okay. So I would hope that when we look down here, we have flashy lights. Oh, look at that. We have flashy lights. Cool. So it tells you, looks like it tells you what kind's on there. So you have 2 lead acid. The other 2 should be... Oh no, we have to switch it. Alright, so we're getting down. We just finished up here. Did a little vacuuming. We have everything attached. So let's walk through here. We have the charger on top of the pigtail for the 24-volt system. We have the charger on top of the negative lead for the trolling motor. We have trolling motor, Hummingbird, charger, pigtail, Hummingbird, charger. There we go. All cleaned up under there. So let's get up, and everything's cleaned up. Started putting things back where they belong. And then we got the boat motor over here, and then we got the charger. We got the Hummingbird, and then we got the charger. So Hummingbird's running off its own battery now. We got the boat battery for the engine. We have that battery all by itself. The nice thing is we'll be able to put other accessories off that accessory battery in the back. That's kind of nice. So I got an extension cord here. Let's try and plug this in. See if we can. There we go. Got it plugged in. Oh, I heard it click. There it is. So we had it on the other charger, but it looks like they're all going. One thing I will say is that before you hook this up to your batteries, make sure you plug it in and select your mode. There's a safety feature. If you hook it up to your battery and then try to change it, you can't change it. So you have to have it plugged in, not plugged into the battery. Select the type of battery you have, and then hook it up. So we did know that you know, the charger worked, but we didn't know that if everything was hooked up correctly. Looks like it is. So let's go back and wrap this up. All right, there you go. So we got everything put away, and we have everything put together. So there's our old charger, good trusty. Wanted to add one more battery, so I'm glad we did that. Yeah, if you want, you know, check out Amped Outdoors. They make some great stuff. If you haven't heard of them yet, you've been living under a rock. So they do great work. They have Matt's great over there. He will answer your questions. He'll help you as best he can. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them down in the description, and or leave them down in the comments, whatever. And yeah, I'll try to get back to you. I know it was kind of like a hokey video, but hopefully it helps. These are great batteries. It's going to be a great charger. Yeah, so hope to see you out on the water. Hope this helps, and have a good one.